Okay, I'm getting a couple of downloads. Number one, my brother that's directly behind me, his father keeps popping up in my energy. Like, not him himself, but like his name and stuff. So I guess I'm supposed to talk about him. I have no recollection of this man from 2 to 3 where he was actively around me and in my life, which is very disturbing. That means I probably have blocked that shit out for a very specific reason. And I don't want to go there. But the long or the short, he was in my brother's life, like in and out, in and out, in and out as we were younger, right? When my mother and he were together, they were engaged and they were going to get married. He took us to Florida where we met his mother, and his mother took one look at my brother and said, "Absolutely not. That's not my grandchild." However, somehow he ended up on my brother's birth certificate anyway. He was in the military, he was a cook, and he wasn't from here. He got stationed here for a little while. When he went back to Florida or wherever he was stationed next, my mother went and put him on child support. He went to supposedly took a DNA test, but I don't believe that he ever did. I believe that they had that DNA test doctored, and it made it seem as though he took a DNA test, or that maybe he did take a DNA test, but that's not his son. I know DNA. I know how when people, I can see two people standing next to each other and tell if they're related or not. It's just a gift that I have. I've always been able to be like, you know, your uncle's your dad, right? My friends be like, what? Why would you say that? Guess what? Girl, my uncle is my dad. Say word. I told you that in the 3rd grade. Um, so I just always have known. The second download that I'm getting is there. My ex-husband, I call him my husband because it's just the one that put me in the false marriage. He had a friend who was going through active psychosis when we were first getting together. I know the man's name if I was questioned or be able to point him out or whatever, but I don't want to say it on here. But I think that somehow my husband may have had something to do with that man's psychosis, because that's his MO. That's what he does to people. Puts witchcraft on people, gets close to people. All of a sudden, the people he befriends start losing their fucking mind and their sanity and this, that, and the third. He could have been for doodling his wife too. Um, then he had a drug dealer friend that he used to get weed and shit from. That one day when we went to go pick up some weed from him, that he was just mentioning how sickly the man looked. Like, oh, he didn't look like that when I first met him. He all sick and stuff. It looked like he dying and la 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 la. But mind you, these are the same types of conversations that he was having with other people about me. So I'm now wondering, were you doodling this man, and did you get him sick? Is he sick with a cold that doesn't go away? Is he sick with a permanent cold because you've weakened his immune system with your nastiness? Because that's what you were attempting to do to me. So I can only guess. It's just an educated guess, and I be guessing right most of the time. So you know.